Welcome to List of 13. I'm Megan.
And I'm Rob. Thanks for watching. We make lists on various topics, find 13 awesome facts, and present them to you.
If you have tristodectophobia, this video may not be for you. Otherwise, enjoy the list. There is something that is with you pretty much anywhere you are. It is where you work, where you live, where you play, and where you go to school.
This thing we are talking about is technology. Whether it's a company building computers, or an individual writing code for a program, or a massive social media conglomerate. If it's about technology, it may be covered in this series.
We find 13 facts, put them into a list, and present it to you here. With over 73,000 employees and over $38 billion in revenue in 2021, Airbus is the largest manufacturer of passenger aircrafts in the world. Today we present to you 13 facts about Airbus that you probably didn't know.
Number 1. The duopoly of Boeing and Airbus dominates commercial jet aircraft manufacturing today. Airbus, though, has a very different background from Boeing. Boeing was one of the world's first aircraft manufacturers, starting over 100 years ago as a military supplier during the First World War, and then expanded into mail services. Airbus was formed in 1970 with several European manufacturers coming together to take on the larger U.S. manufacturer.
Number 2. The A320 overtook the 737 as the most sold modern aircraft. Boeing and Airbus compete fiercely with the 737 and A320 families. Boeing has held its narrow-body family in service much longer. The Boeing 737 was launched in 1967 and the A320 not until 1987.
If you ask me, the Airbus is a much nicer airplane, and it took 20 more years to get it, but it's just a much better plane than the 737. Number 3. At the 2011 Paris Air Show, Airbus received total orders valued at about $72.2 billion for 730 aircraft, representing a new record in civilian aviation history.
That's a lot of money and aircrafts.
I bet the salespeople were like, yeah, this was a good day.
Probably. Number 4. Airbus purchased Bombardier in 2018. As a result, Airbus now offers former Bombardier C-Series style jets. The smaller CS-100 became the A220-100, and the larger CS-300, the A220-300.
Those Bombardier airplanes were nice. No longer a Canadian-owned company, though. They're now owned by France, just like the rest of Airbus. Number 5. The A380 is the largest civilian aircraft in history. It weighs about 560 tons. One A380 is 72.7 meters long. That is a little less than 2 A320s in the same lane. The wingspan of the A380 is 80 meters. 6,000 engineers and technicians have worked on the program development. 10,000 bolts are used in the fuselage to hold all the three main parts together. Airbus conceived the A380 as a competitor to the popular Boeing 747, the only manufacturer to attempt to take on the Queen. Airbus achieved 2 decks and offered a typical 3-class capacity of 544, but it could have gone up to 868 in an all-economy layout. For comparison, the 747-8 offers a typical 3-class capacity of 467.
That's a really big airplane, and I sure hope that all of those 6,000 engineers and technicians work together. That's kind of scary to think that there's that many hands in the pot, but I guess it flies, so there's that.
And that's part of the reason that it's on a technology video for us, is the fact that the technology it takes to get 560 tons to fly is just crazy and a little bit mind-boggling.
Number 6. The A300 was the first twin-engined wide-body aircraft. It entered service in 1974 with Air France. Boeing's first twin wide-body, the 767, did not enter until 1982.
So for this category, Airbus was definitely a little bit more on their game. We want to thank you again and tell you how much it means for you to watch this video.
We would really appreciate if you would do some things to help our channel grow and reach more people.
We would be so grateful for you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, ring the bell, and share this video with your friends. As a result, YouTube will share our video with more people. Number 7. If all the wiring in the A380 is laid end to end, it would stretch from London, England to Edinburgh, Scotland. That's 320 miles.
It's a lot of wire. Number 8. Airbus is also active in other aviation sectors like helicopter, space, and military divisions. Commercial aircraft represents 74% of revenues according to 2021 results.
I've seen an Airbus helicopter before. They're pretty impressive too. Number 9. The Airbus A380 contains 4 Rolls-Royce engines that are the length of a Mercedes C-Class sedan. Each of these engines also weighs 4 times as much. When in operation, these engines can reach a temperature of 3,100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is also 1,700 degrees Celsius. That's pretty hot.
Yeah. Number 10. All Airbus cockpits are the same. Commonality between aircraft is an important selling point for manufacturers, enabling simpler cross-training of crew and lower cost of maintenance. It's pretty smart.
Definitely is. I mean, if you have to get certain cockpit parts for the mechanics to change out if they need to or whatever, you can get one part that fits all of your Airbus airplanes, which is really, really smart. Number 11. The Beluga XL is a very large cargo plane built to move aircraft parts from suppliers around the world. Based on the A330-200 airframe, it offers an incredible 2,209 cubic meters of fuselage space.
I just like that it's named after a whale.
It kind of looks like a whale too, which is really kind of fun and cool too.
Right, because you'd be like, is it a plane or a flying whale? Number 12. Remember earlier we talked about how large the A380 was? Only 20 runways in the world are fully capable of handling an A380 aircraft.
It does take quite a while to get one of those things off the ground, being as heavy as it is.
And quite a while to stop.
Good call. And number 13, Airbus plans to launch a new series of zero-emission aircraft by 2035.
That is super cool.
And really good because airplanes, in my opinion, are awesome. The one thing about them is they do leave quite a big carbon footprint, unfortunately.
We hope you enjoyed this list of 13 facts about Airbus that you probably didn't know.
Tell us in the comments what your favorite fact was, or if you've ridden an Airbus airplane at any point.
Thanks again for watching.
If you have an idea for a new video, tell us in the comments. We'll mention you if we do it.
We hope you have an awesome day.
And please be kind to each other.